The Elves and the Shoemaker. Once upon a time, there was a very honest shoemaker couple who lived on the outskirts of the town. They were poor and their business was not going well. They barely earned enough to live on. Things were so bad that they decided to close their store after making their last pair of shoes.
I'm going to miss this. So, this is our last pair.
It can't be helped. There's nothing else we can do. So, let's finish making these shoes tomorrow morning.
They cut the leather into shapes that would be made into shoes, and leaving them on the table, they turned off the lights in their workshop. When the couple went into the workshop the next morning, they couldn't believe their eyes. The shoes they were going to make were already completely finished. And what wonderfully well-made shoes they were!
What happened here?
I can't believe this.
They held the shoes and looked them over in wonder. Those shoes were sold and they fetched a very good price. That evening, and for many days thereafter, when the couple left the cut pieces of shoe leather in their workshop at night, they awoke to find pairs of beautifully made shoes the next morning. These shoes attracted more customers to their store, and little by little, the shoemaker couple were able to become richer. But who had been making those fine shoes? One night, as always, the shoemaker and his wife cut the leather into shapes for the shoes and left them on the table in their workshop. But this night, after turning off the lights in the workshop, they decided to hide themselves behind a door and watch what happened inside the darkened room. After a short while, the lights in the workshop suddenly came on. Some little elves had appeared on the table. The elves were singing and dancing and sewing the shoes as fast as they could, and they looked like they were having fun doing it. When all shoes were finished, the elves disappeared. The shoemaker and his wife realized that it was already morning.
It was those little elves who had been making those fine shoes for us.
We need to do something to show them our gratitude.
The shoemaker and his wife discussed what they could do in return, and they decided to make clothes and shoes for the little elves to wear. That night, instead of the cut leather pieces to make shoes, the couple laid out the clothes and shoes for the elves on the workshop table. After a while, the elves appeared in the workshop. When they saw their presents on the table, the elves were really delighted. From behind the door, the couple watched with a smile as the elves danced with glee, wearing their new clothes and shoes. From that day on, the elves never showed up again. They probably thought that the store would be all right now without their help. Even though the elves were gone, the store was becoming more and more popular and was never lacking for customers. The shoemaker couple remained grateful for the elves and continued to make their shoes ever after.